Hi friends, it's Megan with Wild and Wonderful Farm. I'm a year 3 cut flower farmer in Ohio, zone 6A. And today I just wanted to do kind of like a laid back, maybe kind of a vlog. I don't really have any long sit down things to talk about, but I do have a couple things that I need to do, and I thought maybe you'd want to see it. I don't know. So first things, unboxing. I know we all love an unboxing, right? I need a tool. Oh, okay. Oh, it's tiny. Okay. So I finally caved. I got a soil blocker. Look how apparently I have no sense of measurement because I thought these were bigger. But I wanted to start with I think this is the 3/4 inch. I wanted to start with those because I think for the sake of space, these are going to be the best one. And then I also got some Clonex, which is rooting hormone. This is a gel. I've only ever used the powder, and I was really curious about how the gel would perform compared to the powder. I was due to get some new powder, so I was like, well, let me try this. If it doesn't work, I'm sure it'll work. And really all I'm rooting is dahlia cuttings, and they probably don't need the help, but I do it anyway. All right, let's take a look at this soil blocker. Anything I talk about in the video, I'll link in the comments. I'm not recommending this stuff because obviously I just got them. So, oh. Can't wait to try this. It feels pretty sturdy. Yeah, so I got the, ignore that, Ladbroke soil blocker. And we shall see. I've always been curious about, well, not always. So when I first started flower farming, I did want to limit my single-use plastic because when I was just hobby gardening, a lot of times I would get those flimsy trays, flimsy cells, seed cells, and they'd last one season and then they'd break. And then when I was starting my flower farm, I decided to invest in some bootstrap farmers. Hold on, let me show you. So these are some of my bootstrap farmer trays. You could tell which ones my favorites are because the purple I already have them in use. And I had to get the colorful ones because I am a firm believer that anytime you have the opportunity to add a little joy to your work, you should do it. You should do it. And then in this, oh, they're still dirty, but these also are bootstrap farmers. They are the heavy duty, sorry if that was loud, but these trays I have used for multiple years and they have not broken, they have not warped. If you are looking for nice seed trays, pretty colors, bootstrap farmers, I really like those. I have a full supply of bootstrap farmer 1020 trays and cell trays that I will continue to use because they work great, and you know, they serve the purpose I need them to serve. I have just been curious. So I've just been so curious because I see everybody soil blocking, and they talk about the benefits of the air pruning for roots, how it helps them branch out more, develop a healthier root system, and also this will save me space on my grow rack potentially save me money. We'll see. Well, I went ahead and I sowed 90% of my Lisiantha seeds in my Bootstrap Farmer trays, the method that I have done for years. And but I saved a couple packets because I want to try with the soil blocker. And then I also am going to try to winter sow some Lisiantha seeds. So we will have an experiment. We will have my old school method, my soil blocking, and then the winter sowing Lisianthus. Who will win? You will see, because I will show you. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, I got some of these. My parents were getting rid of their old plastic containers, and if you guys come across any of these, save them, because I use them for germinating my dahlia seeds. I call them my germination stations, and I'm gonna do a video probably March, maybe mid-March, about starting dahlias from seed, and I'm going to be using containers like this. So if you want to do that as well, you'll be ready to grow along with me at that time. All right, so the other fun thing we have on the agenda today is I wanted to try to start some Baptisia or Baptisia, however you prefer to say it, seeds. So I collected these seeds from a bunch of different plants. Oh, I might have way too many. Does anyone need Baptisia seeds? I definitely don't need this many. But then again, I don't know how the germination is going to be, so we'll have to see. I have never tried to grow them from seed. I purchased a few plants. Oh, look at it. Oh my goodness, there's so many in there. I purchased the plants a few years back, and I mean, I have a lot, but I said, well, maybe I could grow more. So, wow. I'm not really sure how many are going to be in here. This was kind of like a whim. I decided to just grab some of these pods out there on a whim. They're like sticking in there. Come on. There we go. So, I've read about germinating Baptisia or Baptisia. I honestly don't know which one I prefer. Did we get them all? Yeah, we got them all. So they need two things. They need scarification, which is, roughing up the surface of the seed, and then some cold, moist, cold stratification. So I'm gonna try to rough them up a little bit once I get them all out of here. Let me know down in the comments, have you guys grown Baptisia from seed? I heard that they are very slow growing, and I'm counting on that because I don't want them to take over my grow rack. I'm counting on them to be very slow. I'm actually going to, some of these will be part of my winter sowing. Actually, probably most of the ones that I'm gonna end up starting, I'll winter sow outside in my little tub. I'm planning on making a video all about how I winter sow, because we all should be winter sowing. One, because some plants just love it, and also it's the winter, and we're probably, if you're like me, you can't wait to grow, so we need something to do. Look at those little guys. They're like tiny little kidney beans. I do think they are poisonous though. Editing Megan, do you want to confirm that Baptisia seeds are toxic? Don't eat them. Okay. Wow. Get stuck in the little thing. I'd say that's a pretty good yield. What do you think? Not too shabby. Okay, so to scarify these, I have stolen a piece of sandpaper from my family. This is, I'm not really sure how I want to do this. Maybe I'm just gonna put them, I'll just kind of, the sandpaper I'm using is probably like way too rough for this purpose, and then I'm just gonna kind of fold it up, and I might be butchering these seeds right now. They've all fallen. Am I doing anything? Can we tell? They're like little pebbles. Maybe it's a good thing I have a lot of them because I might be destroying them. I'm not a patient person, so I'm definitely not going to go one by one and scratch each individual seed. That's just not going to happen. That is, let's see. He looks like a little scratched, right? Maybe I'll do it one more time. Okay, we'll do it one more time. If none of my seeds germinate, then you can say, okay, that was not a good method. Don't do what Megan is doing. Easy peasy. Right. Now, if all of my seeds germinate, I have to write a book. Oh. Right? I don't want to be too rough. All right, guys. So now I have to go get a wet paper towel. All right, just ignore that. I have secured paper towels. I wet them and I wring them out because I don't want them to be sopping wet. Just nice and damp. I'm gonna just sprinkle these bad boys around. Take us in here. There we go. And this is the bag I had them in, so I'm just gonna reuse it. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Am I right? And honestly, it's freaking cold out here, so I might just leave them out here. Now, they should probably be somewhere dark. Perfect. I will check on them. See how they're doing. All right, guys. Last thing I want to do in this video is I want to do a short segment of what's on my grow rack. Grow rack tour number 1. This is tucked in the corner of our spare bathroom down here. I run the grow lights at night because this is such a small space. It heats up really fast, and especially with the Lisianthus, I don't want to go from cold to very, very hot, like 80 degrees. It would get 80 degrees in here. I want to keep the temperature more stable and on the cooler side for their germination and for their early growing journey. So if you guys deal with a similar situation, think about running your grow lights at night, because they do generate heat, and you know, it can help keep them from getting too cold at night too. So it's a win-win. So I have, this is a tray of Lysianthus. This is also Lysianthus. This is also Lysianthus. You can tell this is going to be a very exciting grow rack tour. This is also Lysianthus. And this is also Lysianthus. So this top row, I have heat mats underneath, and I have them on. I will only use heat mats for Lysianthus until they germinate, but I only have 4 heat mats, and this one is not on a heat mat, but I think it's, and you could kind of tell, you could see how there's more humidity, or not humidity, you can see how there's more condensation in this upper row versus this one, because this one is not getting quite as warm as these ones. So I'm interested if it affects the germination, if this one is not germinating. Once these germinate, I will put this one on the heat mat and it'll catch up, no problem. The other thing I have in here is let me see. I have, this is empty. I have one lonely dahlia cutting. So and you can see I got that powdered hormone rooting hormone. I got it everywhere. I made a mess. But this is a dahlia that I don't really want to propagate. I'm not trying to multiply my stock of that dahlia cutting, but I received the tuber in a fall shipping purchase, and the tuber was in really bad shape. It's very shriveled. Its neck was very weak, and I just didn't think it was going to make it through the winter. And so when my options are store the tuber and lose it, or pot it up, take cuttings, and have that tuber for my garden. So that's what I did. So here's that tuber. You can see where I took that initial cutting, and you can see where I just pulled these, because I'm pulling some of the growth because I don't really want that many of this variety. So those were just sacrificed. These ones I will let get bigger, and maybe I'll take another cutting, I'm not sure. So yeah, so this is something, this is a way, this is not normally how I set up my dahlia cuttings. It's Christmas time. I want to save this tuber. I'm going to chuck it in some dirt that I had. So we're saving this tuber. This one is Enchantress. But because this guy is not the priority, these guys are. They get the heat mats. And if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I can always get more cuttings. If not, it's not the end of the world. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like the video, subscribe if you want to stick around and watch more. Let me know in the comments if you want more of the what's on my grow rack videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.